everyone, my name is Handy Sandy. Welcome back to the build world. It is Sunday fun day. Sunday morning, play around with a few builds in the build world. And yeah, so today I wanted to sort of play around with a item offload system. So currently on the server, on the Nomad coast, I've got a trench, a water trench that runs through my industrial area to the warehouse after I just finished building the warehouse. So I need offload systems from the certain farms running into the trench. So like the wood farm and the slime farm, the honey farm will eventually have those items go into there. But yeah, so essentially I just need to be able to get it to offload into the stream and then down into the warehouse. So I've played around with a few different ideas. So we've got like a minecart offload system into droppers that would dispense into the stream. Yeah, so I played around with that. That worked really well with 7 dispensers. And then I could set up a little system to shoot it out into the stream. The minecart dispenser is really expensive. The great things about it, the pros of it, there's lots of items that can be shot out at once. So like 64 items can be shot out 9 or 10 times, and all the items, all the 64 full stack of 64 items are all into the stream. So 9 or 10 times is pretty good. But the cons of it, very expensive and difficult to build. You need a lot of expertise on what to do and how to build it. And then yeah, laggy, just because the item, the cart doesn't stop in this build. I could probably set up like a full loading system, minecart loading system and all that, so it just stops until there's something to dispense. So I thought there was something better. There was something better I could do. So I've got these 3 setups here. So this one, it's pretty much what I've been doing in the server at the moment for the slime farm and the wood farm and all that. What I'll do, actually, I'll show you guys what I've been doing. So we'll just jump back over to the server. And so here we have, so there's slime farm. Slime farm's over there. This is what I have my offloading system set up as. So everything comes through and then gets to this point and all gets filled into here. That one's full and that one's full, and then this one's empty. The idea for this design was that anything, so it will fill up, or my hope was that it would go through here separately and a bit more diverse sort of thing, rather than just filling one whole lot up. But no, didn't work out as planned. Yeah, so this one's all full, this dropper's all full, and essentially has to wait for more slime balls to then drop into here, and then they would set off the chain reaction. So if we just drop slime balls in here, see if any come falling in here. There you go. And 3 at a time get shot out. Yeah, it's just the hoppers facing each other with the item in there, just the basic dispenser layout, but I've got to change this up. So yeah, that was what we've been doing over in the server. So I've needed to try and figure out what I can do to make it a little bit easier and quicker, I think. What I've set up here, this is our water trench that we've got on the server. Everything's sort of lined up, hooked up with it. Each of these builds are slightly different, but we'll start off with the basic item dropper system here. So with the water trench that goes that way, we've got the dropper facing into the water. You could either have it set up there high above the water, or you can have it side to shoot into the water itself, depending on where you need to set up your hoppers. An item that flicks backwards and forwards and sets off the dispenser. It's good. It's cheap and effective, but slow, fairly slow. Let's because it works off the tick between the item moving between the hoppers. So if we drop a stack of that in there. See how slow it is. Great design, easy to build, great for early game, but I'm looking for something quicker. We'll let that run out. And there we go. Okay, so after that I thought about something quicker, and I really like observers and how they it's like that 0 tick between if they're facing each other. They have a really fast dispensing action, so I wanted to try and see if I could incorporate that into my build. So I've got a dispenser here, and so dispensers are pretty good, but I think some items they can't actually dispense properly. So what I'll do, I'll show you this. So essentially, yeah, we've got dispenser. As soon as items come in, the comparator reads that there's something in there. There's a 4 tick delay on each of these 4 repeaters into this sticky piston that pushes it into place, and then the redstone pulse goes out and dispenses the items. Yeah, so I had to extend it because what would happen is as soon as one single item came in from a full stack of 64, they'd all sort of trickle in one at a time. And so as soon as one item went in there, it would pulse and it would shoot backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards. And that definitely would not be very good for a server. One extension pulse, stay there until every item is gone, and then there's even a bit of delay after the last item has been dispensed, and then it comes back just in case there's, you know, one little item that comes through. So yeah, that is the idea. So what I'll do, I'll drop another stack in here and we'll see how fast. See, look at that. And then we've got this little redstone pulse here that sort of locks and powers this comparator. So if there's a pulse of redstone coming through the side, it retracts or takes a certain amount of power out of the pulse. Yeah, so 2 power of pulse will come out and retract from that comparator, and so it won't actually register in the redstone circuit there. And yeah, so that was gone. That's all gone. That's like 20 seconds, something like that. And then over here, I've got the exact same setup, except this is a dropper, and it's on the right hand side, so it's easily modular. You know, just turn it to one side or the other, or have it long ways along a trench sort of thing. But you know, this is on one side, this one's on the other. This one could be to the tree farm, that one could be to a mob farm, whatever, doesn't really matter. Or you could have it all plumb into the same one, so mob farm, tree farm into this exact same one. And so yeah, you can have almost have these set up. I might even have one of these set up every, you know, 100 blocks or so, just to make sure I've got them in the right positions for the farms. And yeah, so what I've done here, same thing, but this is a dropper, and this one actually works better for certain items. And so similar setup, all the same lines and whatnot, but here I'm gonna get a shulker box. I'm gonna drop a shulker box in here. Let's see what it does. Bam, it's gone. Awesome, that's what I want to see. Just for the off chance something like that goes through the system. And we'll do this one. Bam. So it dispenses shulker boxes into location. It would just block up the whole system. That's not what we want. So we want to make sure that we get these droppers and yeah, have them in place. Alright, so I want to show you some split times for these dispensing items. So I put a stack of 64 redstone in each of these, redstone dust in each of these systems, all the exact same distances to a hopper. And so for this layout, this system with the basic dropper system with the redstone signal going through the 2 hoppers. Took 47 seconds to go through the whole 64 redstone dust. With the observer dispenser here, it took 28 seconds, just under 30 seconds, to go through all the items, a full 64 of redstone dust. So, you know, a little bit more incorporated, a little bit more actual items. There's, you know, you just follow this design and it's pretty simple. And then of course we've got the dropper. The dropper system is pretty much exactly the same time, but I want the dropper because it drops every item, not just mob drops and all that sort of stuff. What I want to do now, here we have our little setup. I want to show you guys how to build the item unloader system. So I've got a chest full of items up there from a shop or from a mob spawner or something. I need to get those items into the stream. So here we have wheat. That wheat needs to go from that chest into this hopper over here. And so we have the 3 diorite, we have 1 dispenser, comparator, 4 repeaters, 2 pieces of redstone dust, sticky piston, 2 observers, and the hoppers will need to move it from there into the water stream. Alright, so first up what we'll need to do, we need to find a good spot for our dropper. We'll go redstone comparator out the back of that. Go repeater on 4 ticks. Piece of diorite there, a repeater there on 4 ticks. Piece of diorite and another repeater on 4 ticks. And we'll go sticky piston, look at that edge. An observer facing that direction. And an observer facing that direction. And there we have our redstone signal. And there we have our observer all set up. We'll put a piece of diorite there so the pulse goes through that block. And redstone dust on the top there to help with our timing issues. Okay, and that is it. That's really simple. We'll put a hopper there, we'll put that back up there. So essentially what happens when it shoots out, you need to make sure there's at least a block in front of it. And what I like to do, I sort of enclose it a little bit so that any item doesn't sort of bounce up and out sort of thing. Okay, so we'll go up here, we'll place some hoppers like so. There, and like that. Easy, easy peasy. Let's grab our wheat, 64 wheat, pop it up in here, and let it go. About 20 seconds, see how it sort of pulsed there a bit? There must have been a bit of a lag spike. It's going really good. But yeah, so 28 seconds and it's all done. Easy. 64 wheat. I think it's really good build. Easy to do if you've got the materials. You know, it's a bit harder to make these, but yeah, if you've got the will and you need this done, there's a way to do it. I hope you guys enjoyed my little item unloader, my observer item unloader. If you're having trouble with this build, put a message down in the comments. Let me know. If you like what I've been doing, subscribe and hit that thumbs up button, and it really helps out the channel. But yeah, thanks guys. I will see you in the next episode. Cheers guys. Bye.